Hi everybody, this is ThatKidDouglas, aka the Hero, and this is my cousin Joel. Say hello. So,
Y'all
and
can
we,
follow me on Twitter though at Woods_the Tiger.
and follow me on Twitter at ThatKidDouglas. Shameless plugs for the win. But anyways, I want me and Joel wanted to talk about something. It's the fifth or sixth time we've tried this, and I'm tired, so I just wanted to get this out of the way. Chris Brown, um, the source specifically the song Deuces. Um, you want to go first?
Okay, so basically Deuces is a horrible song that it just infuriates me actually, and Chris Brown is basically insinuating that he abuses women. When he says Deuces, he means he has beaten them slowly into a pulp, and he's moving on to the next target.
Yeah.
Chris Brown needs to be purged.
Remember that delightful Barbadian singer known as Rihanna? I'm pretty sure some of you have heard of her. She's like this big pop star. Oh, you have heard of her. Basically, me and Joe, basically, this whole song is a diss towards Rihanna. Let's be honest. Well, you and I both know that. Um, the first few lines of the song really set the tone for the rest of it. Like, it starts out basically saying this girl, I guess alluding to Rihanna, that she was nothing but a vulture, always hoping for the worst, waiting for him to mess up. And she says, she'll regret the day you'll find another girl. And you notice what I mean when I say keep it drama free. Yeah, because that worked out so well when you had that beef with Drake when he threw a bottle. No, when Drake threw a bottle at him, and yeah, don't let him. But honestly, it's just so terrible. Like the lyrics are. Not only are they creepy, but they basically encourage beating up women, which and it teaches such a horrible moral lesson. It's basically as long as you're rich and famous, you can basically treat women any way you want. You can beat up women and you can get away with it because you have the money to which you can pay off the judges and only get probation. Why do you think Chris Brown hasn't served any jail time for what he did to Rihanna? Why do you think that? Because he's famous. I want you guys that are watching this video to answer this very honestly. Like honestly, just go slap your wife or girlfriend around or your significant other around. Now I'm not encouraging that, but you go and try that and see how much time you end up spending in jail. Because I'm pretty sure it's not going to be some lousy probation. You're not going to say to a normal person, "Oh yeah, you beat up your girlfriend and your wife, yeah. You get some probation." No. You know what they're going to do? They're going to throw you in the slammer where you can have fun times with Bubba.
Bubba,
Yeah,
Bubba Ray Dudley.
yeah, pretty much. And they'll throw you in there with some fun times, and you can be the next victim of Felice Johnson. If you and if you've watched the Boondocks, which is a great show by the way, they cover that more in detail better than I ever could. But anyway, just getting back to the song, there's some really truly terrible lines in this song, like Tyga's verse where he starts out saying, "Used to be Valentine's, you know, loved it." I don't know.
He gets it all wrong, man.
The speech impediment thing. I thought 50 Tyson was bad in that regard, which don't get me wrong, both of us have something special when it comes to him that we want to say about this 50 Tyson, but that's another video for another day. Um, if you're gonna reference one of the most important days of the year, a day that's synonymous with love, at least have the decency to say it right. It's Valentine's Day, not Valentine's Day. For the love of God, some of these rappers just do not know how to spell properly, but that's beside the point. And there's another line that says, "My heart big, but it beats quiet." I'm sorry, I can't sympathize with somebody that talks about macking women in mostly every song, but yet his heart beat quiet and tries to be. I guess he was trying to be deep and thought provoking, but failed miserably. And let's be honest, Tyga is not a thoughtful rapper or like a or
Rexley.
something that you can or something that you can sympathize with, you know. And the last was Kevin McCall's verse. There's some really truly terrible lines. There's one line, girl, you know I'm a dick, so it shouldn't be that hard to swallow. Is there anything you want to say about that line in particular?
I have nothing to say, man. I'm out.
About that line, if you're gonna break up with your girlfriend, there's a lot of other classier ways you can do it. Basically, but saying that, basically telling the girl to, well, that's not classy. That's just,
Something you would see on Degrassi.
yeah. But then again, it's MTV. They censor that anyway. So. But and there's another line which is kind of offensive. It was like, it's like when Ike beat Tina, it finally hit me. I would go into how truly offensive that line is, but the line pretty much speaks for itself. So I'm not gonna, really comment on it. Basically, my final thoughts on this: this song should not be called Deuces. It should be called Douches because everybody involved in this song are douchebags. And pretty much, it should be the national anthem for beating up women. Pretty much, because that's what the song is. The beat is good, I guess, but the lyrics are terrible. It just alludes to the fact that it beats up women, and just overall, and the fact that they try to make us sympathize with them, but then allude to beating up women and disrespecting women. It just doesn't work. So you can't really sympathize with them, and especially Chris Brown, man.
He's doing this to himself.
Oh man, honestly, Chris Brown and I mean this sincerely, Chris Brown really needs to go away from the public conscious. I think he should have gotten jail time for what he did to Rihanna, and the fact that he didn't get jail time for that is utterly astounding to me. It's offensive, and it offends me personally because I would never raise women. I have a lot of women in my life that I care for deeply, and I would never think about harming them. That's just me. That's just crossing like a certain moral line for me. And honestly, you know what happens to Chris Brown? That basically what they say on the Boondocks. What happens to people that end up in prison that drop the soap.
Oh, yeah.
Like Terry Crews says. Look, soap drop, nigga. We don't waste no soap in here. And basically, the rest is history. Hopefully, eventually, in a perfect world, that Chris Brown would get some jail time for what he's done, and basically gets sent to be abused by Bubba, and let's see how he likes it, because I'm pretty sure it wouldn't be pleasant. But yeah, you got anything else to say? Any final thoughts? What do you think of Chris Brown now?
I got nothing. Nothing. I hate Chris Brown. Never liked Chris Brown.
Anyways, basically that's our final thoughts on that. This is ThatKidDouglas, aka the End Hero, signing out. Deuces, pun totally intended.